Financial success isn't a product of chance. It's the direct result of your level of financial education. Many people desperately want to achieve wealth and constantly ask themselves how they could reach it. They work tirelessly day after day, often in poorly paid jobs, sacrificing their precious time while neglecting to develop their most valuable asset, their financial education. This education ultimately determines their financial success or failure. Unfortunately, most people ignore the financial laws that impact their lives, and in doing so, they sabotage their own financial success. If you'd like to understand these laws, this content is specifically designed for you. Today, we'll explore the 12 financial laws you must know to develop your financial intelligence and generate money and wealth. Are you ready? Let's begin. Law number 1, Parkinson's Law. If you ask a poor person with low income whether they lack money, they'll logically tell you they don't have enough. However, something peculiar happens when you consult people with higher incomes. They'll often be in the same situation, or even worse, because they have debts to pay for vehicle purchases, their house, or their latest vacation. This financial law reminds us that expenses will increase in direct proportion to income increases. This explains why people who earn good salaries often find themselves in worse financial situations than those who earn much less. When someone with a poverty mindset suddenly increases their income without focusing on financial education, they'll most likely worsen their financial situation. This is why we know many cases of lottery winners, famous athletes, and artists who earn substantial money but proportionally increase their lifestyle and expenses. As we know, these stories typically end with them losing all their money. This doesn't mean you shouldn't improve your quality of life when you have higher income. Rather, even when you have little money, you must learn to manage it better. Stick to a budget that helps you achieve your financial goals, and avoid being consumed by expenses that can inevitably destroy your finances. Law number 2, the time value of money. The best time to invest was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Warren Buffett. You've surely heard that time is money, and there's much truth to this because time and money are closely related in finance. This law establishes that $1 today is worth more than $1 tomorrow. This is due to the potential to generate future benefits with your resources. It's not the same to receive $1,000 today or receive it in a year, because $1,000 invested today at a 10% annual rate, which is the average rate the S&P 500 has produced, would give you $1,100. You could even generate higher returns if you invested in an entrepreneurship or start a small business. If you calculate all the money you currently have, imagine the returns you're losing by not knowing how to manage or invest it, or by lacking solid financial education that would allow you to maximize this principle. Time is a powerful ally of money. This is why we always invite you to start as soon as possible with your financial education and learn to invest, because if you don't, you'll be losing the opportunity to make it grow from today and could regret in the future never having had the courage to begin. Law number 3, the Pareto principle, 80/20th rule. Poverty is the accumulation of poorly invested hours. Robert Kiyosaki. The famous Pareto law suggests that 80% of your results come from only 20% of your efforts. This means your financial and economic results come mainly from 20% of your investments or efforts. It's important to identify that 20% of your activities that produce the greatest benefits. Remember, this isn't about working more, but working efficiently with focus and discipline on what produces the greatest gains. Wealth building isn't about working more hours, but working on things that have the greatest impact on your financial growth. This is one of the main reasons why, although it sounds paradoxical, those who work the most are often the poorest. They dedicate a large part of their day, even more than 8 hours daily, to jobs with miserable salaries that barely allow them to subsist. They lose their valuable time on activities that generate little or no benefit, preventing them from progressing economically. If you find yourself in this situation, it's recommended that you develop your skills and capabilities and seek additional income sources during evenings or weekends that generate greater benefit for the hours you invest, until it becomes your main source of income. Law number 4, the law of compound interest. Compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. Albert Einstein. We consistently emphasize the importance of understanding the power of compound interest when generating wealth. The multiplying effect it produces can give us impressive long-term results with your money. Take the case of renowned investor Warren Buffett, who owes much of his fortune not only to his talent for investing, but especially to the power of compound interest. This allowed him to build his fortune from a few $1,000s in his youth to the impressive sum of $100 billion, becoming one of the greatest investors of all time and one of the richest people on the planet. Compound interest isn't only leveraged in the stock market, but also in entrepreneurship by reinvesting profits, creating a capitalization effect. With the reinvestment of earnings, this snowball effect can produce even better financial results, and its impact will be even greater over time. As we mentioned earlier, the sooner you start investing, and the more time you allow compound interest to do its work, the greater results you'll obtain. Law number 5, the law of risk and return. The first rule of wealth is never lose your money. Warren Buffett. This is a general law of finance that states if you seek higher gains, you'll inevitably have to assume higher risks, and of course, with everything that implies, the probabilities of losing your money will increase. You've surely heard people promising incredible gains, or promising to make you rich overnight with almost no effort. Obviously, these are very risky situations or scams, and the only certain thing about them is that you'll end up losing your money. It's important that you learn to balance the risk you're willing to assume and never invest beyond what you can afford to lose. Evaluate your risk profile and seek financial instruments that suit that profile, because if you don't, your peace of mind will be conditioned by market oscillations and fluctuations, thus robbing you of your emotional tranquility. Many financial instruments exist that can adapt to your risk profile without unnecessarily risking your money or losing it due to wrong financial decisions. One factor that can help you decrease the risk of losing your money is educating yourself financially and thus improving your ability to manage and invest your money, because many people lose their money primarily by investing in what they don't understand. Law number 6, the law of diversification. This is one of the most important laws of finance, specifically of investing. Never put all your eggs in the same basket. As we discussed earlier, risk is always associated with the returns we seek from our investments. However, a very effective way to reduce this risk is by choosing an adequately diversified investment portfolio that protects your money. But don't exaggerate with this, because you could affect your returns. As we always suggest, use the rule of 110 as a reference to determine the percentage of variable income and fixed income in your investment. For example, if you're 40 years old, this rule consists of subtracting your age, 40, from 110. The result as a percentage, 70%, should be invested in variable income and the difference in fixed income. This is a reference rule to give you a general idea of investment portfolio composition. Just as it's recommended not to over-diversify across many assets, it's also recommended that you diversify correctly considering industry, sector, country, or region. Many people misunderstood this diversification concept and tend to buy companies from only one country or one sector and industry, erroneously believing they're diversifying. They realize their mistake too late when the sector falls and their entire investment portfolio falls with it, generating significant losses. Remember, always diversify efficiently to protect your money and avoid losing it. Law number 7, the law of saving. This is one of the most important financial laws in personal finance and financial education. That's why every personal finance book recommends developing the saving habit, because this is the fundamental pillar upon which wealth building and a better financial future are founded. Unfortunately, the vast majority of people argue they don't have sufficient income to save. Some because they have low incomes, others because of their expensive lifestyle. This is primarily due to poor money management, which prevents them from having capital to invest in assets that generate passive income so they don't depend on their work to generate income. The fundamental premise for starting to save is pay yourself first. Never spend your money first, and then save what's left, because rest assured you'll never have money left over. Immediately upon receiving payment, first, separate 10% of your income and automatically transfer it to a savings account so you save without realizing it. I'm sure that with the remaining 90%, you could live your life normally without affecting your current lifestyle. Remember that this sacrifice of reserving your money is a payment to your future self so you can enjoy better financial stability later on. Law number 8, the law of debt and leverage. When we mention debt or financial credit to people, they'll generally tell you they don't recommend it, that it will affect your finances, and that you're only making banks rich. Precisely the people you hear talking this way are those who have terrible behavior with the financial system. They don't know how to manage their credit cards, don't pay their debts on time, so they have to pay high interest rates. In other words, they manage their finances irresponsibly. However, if you ask a person who has a business in entrepreneurship or even millionaires, they'll tell you wonderful things about credit. They can obtain money at very low interest rates and can leverage their businesses to generate higher income and greater returns. Why do such different situations about debt occur? Well, because debt is a very useful tool if you know how to handle it correctly. But it's also very dangerous if you don't know how to manage it and don't understand how it works to use it properly. The main problem isn't with debt itself, but with people and their limited financial education that makes them commit errors with their money and finances. They assume debts they can't pay with extremely high interest rates, or use their credit cards as if there were no tomorrow, not being aware they're using borrowed money and compromising their future income without even having received it. Law number 9, the law of opportunity cost. This financial law indicates that every financial decision you make in your daily life and life in general has an opportunity cost. That is, what you stop earning by choosing one option over another. For example, when you're peacefully watching a movie, does that activity have any cost? Of course it does. Because if instead of watching the movie, you read a personal finance book or educate yourself financially, then everything you stop learning, the skills you could develop and improve your ability to manage your money, all of that is lost. That's precisely the cost of choosing to watch a movie for a couple of hours instead of educating yourself. Similarly, this occurs with your finances when making decisions. For example, if you decide to buy a $10,000 vehicle, the value of that vehicle in 20 years will probably be practically zero. However, if you had decided to invest those $10,000 in the S&P 500 during those 20 years, you would have accumulated $65,000. Not bad, right? Just by making the better decision for your money. Whenever you want to use your money, remember this financial law so you always make the best decision that produces the greatest benefit for building a better financial situation. Law number 10, the law of inflation. We mentioned the value of money over time and that $1 today is worth more than $1 in the future. With inflation, this effect can be clearly seen. Inflation is the general increase in prices, and on average, it has been 3% over the last 100 years. This means what you can now buy with $50,000, you could have bought 100 years ago with only $5,000. This is because the purchasing power of the dollar continuously decreases and loses value each year due to inflation effects. Each year, you'll need more dollars to maintain your purchasing power. Over time, your purchasing power is reduced by the effect of inflation. That's why it's important that you learn to invest your money in assets that appreciate more than inflation, so you can avoid losing your wealth. The S&P 500, as we always recommend, is a good financial instrument for investing that has obtained an average 10% annual return over the long term. If you invest your money in it, you wouldn't only be neutralizing the 3% loss of your money due to inflation, but you'd obtain an additional 7% return to grow your money. For this, you don't need to be a financial expert, complicate yourself with financial analysis, or follow markets and news. You just need to contribute periodically while thinking long-term. Law number 11, the law of reversion to the mean. Risk comes from not knowing what you're doing. Warren Buffett. This law, although less known than the others, should be very present when investing our money in the stock market. It refers to the fact that in the long term, prices and returns always tend to return to their historical average value. For example, we talk about the S&P 500, whose historical return is 10% annually for long-term investors. This is the goal to achieve. For this, they don't need to get carried away by market fluctuations or economic cycles. Many inexperienced investors who don't know this law get excited by high returns and gains from stocks and growth cycles and risk their money. But when the market makes downward corrections in prices, they end up losing a large part of their investment. In bull market cycles, even the most inexperienced can beat professionals like Warren Buffett in the short term, achieving extraordinary returns. However, in the long term, it's proven that 90% of these investors can't even reach the 10% return of the S&P 500, obtaining mediocre results. They waste time trying to guess market movements and craziness or find the next company that will make them millionaires. But as we know, the vast majority will end up losing their time and money. Law number 12, the law of prudent spending. You can predict a person's future just by seeing what they spend their time and money on. Robert Kiyosaki. This is another of the most common recommendations given in the world of financial education and personal finance. We all know there are only two ways to have more savings and accumulate capital to invest: increasing your income with additional income sources, or decreasing your expenses by managing them better. Despite this financial law being so simple to understand, and that spending less than you earn is the fastest way to have more money to save, many people don't have the discipline to comply with it. And that depends solely on each person, how they handle their finances and manage their money. Increasing your income depends on many internal and external factors. However, expenses are your responsibility. There are no excuses for not reducing them and making efficient use of your money. Today's society, with rampant consumerism everywhere, encourages people to spend their money on unnecessary things and replace them more frequently due to planned obsolescence of many products, such as cell phones. These compulsive purchases prevent people from maintaining good financial health and saving for their future, keeping them in the eternal cycle of working, earning income, and going into debt. To improve your relationship with money, it's not enough to educate yourself financially or acquire the necessary tools and capabilities. It's also important to keep these financial laws in mind that govern the world of finance and money. If you don't understand them properly, they can seriously affect your financial results. On the contrary, being aware of these laws will allow you to take advantage of opportunities that arise, and thus achieve better economic results with your money and a better financial life. These 12 financial laws form the foundation of wealth building and financial success. Understanding and applying them consistently will transform your financial future and put you on the path to lasting prosperity.